Have you ever been jolted awake at night with your heart racing, feeling lightheaded, wondering what just happened? It might not be a nightmare or even stress. Sometimes the root cause lies in something much more subtle, your evening snack. As we get older, many of us reach for snacks like mixed nuts before bed. They're crunchy, satisfying, and often thought of as a heart-healthy option. But what if those innocent handfuls are silently disrupting your sleep, affecting your blood flow, and even increasing stroke risk? Nuts do carry health benefits, there's no denying that. They're good for the heart, cholesterol, and provide valuable nutrients. But timing is everything. What's healthy during the day may be harmful at night, especially for people over 60. In this segment, we'll uncover how specific nuts can thicken your blood, raise your blood pressure, and put pressure on your cardiovascular system, all while you sleep. If you tend to snack on nuts before bed, this could be a wake-up call. Stick around, and before we get started, let us know in the comments, do you eat nuts in the evening? Type 1 if yes, 0 if not. And don't forget to subscribe to stay informed with smart, senior-focused health advice. Let's begin with a nut that surprises many, pecans. These rich buttery nuts often appear in desserts and feel like a comforting treat. But late at night, they can quietly contribute to long-term cardiovascular stress. Why? Pecans are packed with saturated fats and calories. Just a small portion can contain more than 200 calories and a heavy dose of less than ideal fats. During the day, our bodies can process these fats. But at night, metabolism slows, blood circulation decreases, and those fats linger in your system longer. This causes your blood to become thicker and move more sluggishly. A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that high-fat evening snacks increase blood viscosity, especially in older adults. And thick blood moving slowly through your body while you're lying still is a perfect storm for clot formation. It's an easy habit to fall into. A handful of pecans before bed might feel harmless, but repeated nightly, it may quietly increase your risk. So what's the smarter choice? Enjoy pecans earlier in the day, add them to breakfast oats or a morning smoothie. You'll still get the nutrients without the nighttime cardiovascular strain. Up next, there's a small nut with a healthy reputation that might be silently stirring up inflammation in your arteries. Let's take a closer look at pine nuts. Let's talk about pine nuts, those small, gourmet-tasting seeds often tossed into salads or used in pesto. While they're praised for their flavor and healthy fats, there's a hidden concern when you snack on them before bed: their high omega-6 content. Omega-6 fatty acids are essential, but only when balanced with omega-3s, which are found in foods like wild-caught fish and flaxseed. Most people, however, consume far more omega-6 south than omega-3 south, and pine nuts only widen that imbalance. Why does this matter? Because excessive omega-6 promotes inflammation, particularly in the blood vessels. Chronic vascular inflammation weakens the arteries over time, making them more fragile and prone to damage. One study in the Journal of Lipid Research showed that diets rich in omega-6 fatty acids increase inflammation markers, especially in older adults. This internal stress on the arteries becomes risky when combined with the slower nighttime blood flow experienced during sleep. Think of your arteries like garden hoses. When flexible, they allow smooth blood flow. But when stiff or inflamed, pressure builds, setting the stage for ruptures or clots. Add in a late-night salty snack or dehydration, and you could be amplifying the danger. What should you do if you love pine nuts? Keep them in your diet, but move them to earlier in the day and pair them with omega-3 rich foods. Avoid making them a bedtime routine. Next, let's shift our focus to hazelnuts, a nut often linked to sweet treats and heart-healthy snack lists. In moderation and at the right time, hazelnuts can be beneficial. But when eaten late in the evening, Especially by seniors, they might not be as safe as they seem. Hazelnuts are high in arginine, an amino acid that encourages nitric oxide production. Nitric oxide helps blood vessels relax and expand, boosting circulation. While that sounds like a good thing, for those with delicate cardiovascular systems or unstable blood pressure, this vasodilation can be risky. Too much vessel expansion at the wrong time, like during rest, can cause instability. That means unpredictable drops or spikes in blood pressure, and in some cases, even tiny capillary ruptures in sensitive areas like the brain or eyes. A clinical review in hypertension research highlighted that older adults are more susceptible to microvascular issues when exposed to high levels of vasodilators during periods of low activity, like sleep. What's the safer approach? If hazelnuts are part of your diet, enjoy them earlier in the day when your cardiovascular system is more responsive. And if you have high blood pressure or any vascular concerns, talk to your doctor before making them a regular part of your routine. Coming up next, a snack mix that many people view as healthy and convenient, but may quietly strain your heart and brain during the night. Trail mix, it sounds like the perfect healthy snack. Nuts for protein, dried fruits for sweetness. But when it comes to bedtime snacking, this seemingly harmless combo may quietly strain your heart and blood vessels more than you think. The issue starts with sodium. Many store-bought trail mixes contain salted nuts, which raise blood pressure by causing your body to retain water. That increases blood volume and forces your heart to work harder, especially at night when it's supposed to be resting. Just one serving of some trail mixes can contain over 150 milligrams of sodium. And let's be honest, most of us eat more than a single serving. Then there's the sugar, often hidden in dried fruits like cranberries, bananas, or pineapple chunks that have been sweetened. Sugar fuels inflammation, particularly in your arteries. Combine that with increased blood pressure and you've got a perfect storm for potential clot formation. A study published in Circulation found that diets high in sodium and sugar directly contribute to vascular stiffness and a higher risk of clotting, especially in older adults. And when you're asleep and blood flow naturally slows, clots are more likely to form and move through the bloodstream, increasing the risk of a nighttime stroke or heart event. Picture your circulatory system like a nighttime highway. It should be quiet, calm, and clear. But salt and sugar turn it into a congested, sticky road, making it easier for platelets to clump together and form clots. So what's the smarter option? Make your own trail mix using unsalted nuts and unsweetened dried fruits. Better yet, eat it earlier in the day when your body is more active and can handle the sugar and sodium. Load without impacting your circulation overnight. Now let's talk about a favorite in nearly every home, salted roasted almonds. They're crunchy, satisfying, and easy to overeat, especially during evening TV time. But they come with a serious caveat, the sodium content. Just 1 ounce of salted almonds can contain up to 200 milligrams of sodium. That's enough to cause a noticeable spike in blood pressure for adults over 60, particularly for those managing hypertension. Here's what happens. Sodium causes water retention, increasing blood volume and placing pressure on your arteries. At night, when your body is supposed to recover and relax, this excess pressure keeps your heart working harder. A study in the Journal of Clinical Hypertension confirmed that even modest sodium intake before bed can cause significant increases in nighttime blood pressure, raising the risk of silent strokes or cardiovascular events during sleep. Think of it like this: your arteries are like hoses. At night, pressure should be gentle. But when loaded with sodium, it's like turning the faucet full blast while the hose is coiled up. Eventually, that pressure has to release somewhere. If you enjoy almonds, opt for unsalted or lightly salted versions and have them earlier in the day. Your cardiovascular system will thank you. Coming up next, A nut that's fun to eat, loaded with heart-healthy nutrients, but may be throwing your vascular system off balance if you're snacking on it before bedtime. Let's take a closer look at pistachios. Let's turn our attention to pistachios. Light, flavorful, and enjoyable to crack open, they've become a go-to snack for many people aiming to eat healthier. But when consumed at night, especially by older adults, pistachios may have unintended consequences. Like hazelnuts, pistachios are high in arginine, the amino acid that promotes nitric oxide production. This relaxes blood vessels and enhances circulation. During the day, this can be a benefit, but at night, it might not be. As your body rests, your cardiovascular system slows down. Overdilated blood vessels during this time can cause sudden blood pressure drops, followed by a rebound effect that raises your heart rate or pressure. This seesawing effect can place unnecessary stress on your heart and disrupt your sleep. A study in the American Journal of Physiology found that increased nitric oxide activity during nighttime in older adults may cause unstable blood pressure regulation and reduced blood flow to the brain. On top of that, most pistachios sold in stores are salted and roasted, meaning they pack a double dose of arginine and sodium. Just one serving of store-bought pistachios can contain over 120 milligrams of sodium, and it's easy to eat multiple servings without realizing it. Imagine your body at night as a seesaw that needs balance. Pistachios can tilt that balance, creating extra work for your heart when it should be recovering. So what's a better option? Choose unsalted pistachios and enjoy them earlier in the day, perhaps mid-morning or with lunch, when your body is more capable of managing both arginine and sodium safely. Now, onto another nut with a golden reputation, walnuts. Often labeled as brain food, walnuts are rich in omega-2 fatty acids, antioxidants, and plant-based nutrients. They're widely considered heart-friendly, but even healthy fats can be problematic when eaten late in the day. Walnuts contain alpha-linolenic acid, a plant-based omega-3 that helps reduce inflammation and support circulation. However, your body handles fats differently at night. As your metabolism slows, fats remain in your bloodstream longer, especially in older adults. A study from the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that consuming high-fat foods at night raises triglyceride levels, which can interfere with natural blood flow regulation and contribute to arterial stiffness over time. In other words, your body isn't as efficient at clearing fats while you sleep. On top of that, some people experience acid reflux or indigestion from walnuts when eaten late, further disturbing sleep and even increasing cortisol levels, a stress hormone that affects heart rhythm and blood pressure. And don't forget, store-bought walnuts are often salted or coated in sweeteners, which adds to the cardiovascular burden. Even a handful of honey-roasted or salted walnuts can introduce more sodium and sugar than your body needs right before bed. So, what's the takeaway? Walnuts are absolutely a smart food choice, but not at night. The best time to eat them is with breakfast or lunch, giving your body time to absorb their benefits without stressing your circulatory system. Next, we'll shift from food to movement. Because while healthy snacking is crucial, the way we exercise after 60 can also carry hidden risks, especially if we're not mindful. You might be doing everything right, eating well, staying active, exercising regularly. But here's something that isn't talked about enough. Some common exercises may quietly increase your risk of stroke, especially after 60. Movements that seem safe, like sit-ups, planks, or even light yoga, can become risky if done incorrectly or at the wrong intensity. As we age, our blood pressure becomes more reactive, our balance changes, and our vessels become more fragile. Quick twists, sudden pressure, or even breath holding can strain your brain and heart more than you realize. Let's start with something simple, bending forward quickly. maybe to pick something up or tie your shoe. For seniors, this sudden motion can cause orthostatic hypotension, a quick drop in blood pressure that leads to dizziness or fainting. A study in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society confirmed this risk is significantly higher in older adults. What should you do instead? Slow down, bend with your knees, use support. There's no shame in moving with caution. Now let's talk about the neck. Fast neck twists or rolls might seem harmless, but they can compress important arteries that supply blood to the brain. Quick, aggressive motion may reduce blood flow or even tear delicate vessels. Reports in the New England Journal of Medicine have linked such movements to stroke-like events, especially in older individuals. The fix? Move your head gently and always avoid jerking motions. Moving on to weightlifting. It's great for strength, but lifting heavy while holding your breath, a reflex called the Valsalva maneuver, can spike your internal pressure dramatically. This raises the risk of rupturing a blood vessel or triggering an irregular heartbeat. Research from the American Heart Association highlights that older adults, particularly those with high blood pressure, are more vulnerable to these sudden surges. Always breathe steadily when lifting. Exhale during effort. Inhale during release. And what about yoga? Some inverted poses like headstands or shoulder stands can dangerously increase pressure in the brain. These movements force blood upward, which can overwhelm weakened vessels. Safer alternatives include legs up the wall or seated stretches. Even the time of day you exercise matters. Late-night high-intensity workouts can overstimulate the nervous system, making it harder for your body to relax. A study in hypertension research found that seniors doing evening cardio had higher nighttime blood pressure. For better results, aim to exercise in the morning or early afternoon. Core exercises like sit-ups or crunches might seem routine, but if done too quickly or without rest, they can reduce blood flow to the brain, causing dizziness or disorientation. Swap them out for slower, controlled movements like pelvic tilts or seated marches, and breathe steadily throughout. And don't overlook planks. They're great for strength, but holding your breath during a plank can increase pressure on the heart and brain. Keep plank sessions short and focused on deep, steady breathing. Even standing up or sitting down too fast, like during rapid squats, can cause a drop in blood pressure if your body isn't ready. Rise slowly. Pause before repeating the motion. So, what's the big picture? It's not about giving up movement. It's about moving smarter. At this stage in life, the goal shifts from pushing harder to protecting what you've built. Listen to your body. Prioritize steady breathing, controlled motion, and balance. And always ask questions, whether it's about a new workout or a medical test. Because yes, even routine checkups may carry hidden risks. In our next video, we'll explore how some medical tests, like contrast scans or stress tests, can unexpectedly raise stroke risk in older adults. Until then, remember, small changes in your habits can lead to safer nights, better sleep, and a stronger heart. Keep learning, keep adapting, and above all, keep honoring your health. If you're finding this helpful and want more trusted, age-specific health insights, make sure to subscribe to Healthy Front. We uncover the truths that others miss, so you can live smarter, feel stronger, and stay safe every step of the way.